You know, when Abu Jahl, that evil, obscene man, Abu Jahl, and Abu Jahl, subhanAllah, fits his name perfectly, because Abu Jahl in Arabic means in English the father of ignorance. He is the father of ignorance. This is his name in Arabic. This is the way it's rendered into English, meaning the father of ignorance. When he heard of Sumayyah and Yasir and Umar, the whole family, when he heard of their Islam, he whipped them. He severely tormented them. He put them out in the midday sun and whipped and whipped and whipped. And they were strongly persecuted from the time they embraced Islam to the time they almost died. Especially Sumayyah and her husband Yasir. Subhanallah. At the time of their persecution, the time of their punishment, a messenger would come to them and give them the glad tidings by saying to them, while they were in the state of persecution, the state of being punished by these evil men, a message came to them. A message, wallahi, came to them. It's an authentic narration. A message came to them and would say, اصبروا آل ياسر فإن موعدكم الجنة. I repeat, اصبروا آل ياسر فإن موعدكم الجنة. Be patient. Be patient, O family of Yasir, for indeed you have been promised paradise. That was the message that came to them. Be patient. No matter what happens to you, O family of Yasir, O Ammar, O Yasir, O Sumayyah, be patient, for indeed Allah has promised you paradise. Allahu Akbar. One day, the father of ignorance, Abu Jahl, he was beating Sumayyah severely. He was telling her, denounce La ilaha illallah, recant Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, decline Islam, and obey Allata wal Uzza. And he continued saying this to him. He continued saying this to Sumayyah. Recant, denounce La ilaha illallah. But did she? A'udhu billah. Her faith in Allah was powerful, was strong, was firm. Wallahi, nothing could waver it. Nothing could water it. Nothing can dilute it. And instead, she said, La ilaha illallah. The more he punished her, the more she was saying, looking towards the sky, towards Allah Ta'ala, and saying, La ilaha illallah. And while she was burning underneath that sand, looking up to the sky, La ilaha illallah. And then this father of ignorance, the father of evil, he speed her right through the midsection of hers. And thus, she wallahi became the first martyr, shaheed, in this entire ummah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Wouldn't you like to be the example, or let her be your example in life? Would you not like her to be your role model? Now, you may ask, how can she be my role model? It's a question that may be asked. How can she be my role model? Easy, simple, in the most simplistic terms. Meaning, you follow her ways. You do not waver. You do not dilute or water your faith. You stand firm. You stand firm with a strong stance and steadfast and strong upon La ilaha illallah. You do not let anyone around you, whether in your family, in your relatives, in your cousins, in your so-called friends, in your community, Muslim, non-Muslim, ever affect your deen. You know what you have to do, then you do it. You know what you have to do, then you do it. For indeed there is no disobedience to Allah when it means disobedience to... there is no disobedience to Allah when it means disobedience to the creation. In other words, لا طاعة لمخلوق في معصية الله. There is no obedience to creation when it means disobedience to the creator of creation. Allahu Akbar. Again, my dear sisters, the Almighty Lord is calling you to a paradise, a Jannah, al-Firdaus al-A'la, as wide as the heavens and the earth. Reply. These people were ill-treated only for one reason, and that is their strong belief in Allah Ta'ala. Dear sisters, the Almighty Lord has told you what He wants from you, has showed you what He wants from you, has imposed upon you the obligations, has warned you to keep away from the prohibitions. You can never come and say, Wallahi, I don't know. There is no excuse. You must recognize the obligations. You must recognize the prohibitions. You must recognize Allah. You must recognize His Prophet. You must recognize Islam and thus apply that which is in it. And you will be, insha'Allah ta'ala, like these perfect, excellent, courageous women. Let me mention to you another powerful and faithful lady who received the dua for the Prophet's companionship in paradise. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhanallah. Imagine that the Prophet ﷺ gave her the glad tidings of being with him in paradise. What more of an honor can you get? And I am pretty sure you've heard of this courageous woman. She is no other than Nasibah or Nusaybah bint Ka'b, known to all of you by Ummara. She was given the beautiful title of the Prophet's shield at Uhud. The Prophet's shield at Uhud. She won that title. Why? Because she was a warrior. She was a courageous, brave, fighting warrior. She was among the only few devoted followers of Muhammad ﷺ who stayed to protect him when the majority ran away in the Battle of Uhud. When the battle became very intense and it was at its strongest, at its fiercest, what happened? Many companions, many fled, and leaving Muhammad ﷺ in the midst of combat. When she saw this, she ran. She ran with her bow and arrows. She ran with her sword to shield the man that she loved so dearly, because she loved Allah so dearly. So she went to shield him. She shielded her beloved teacher with her body, using her sword and her bows and her arrows. She, wallahi, was attacked from all sides by horsemen, but she never ever wavered nor ever felt fear. After the battle, she was asked, subhanallah, you fought courageously, ya Ammara. What gave you that sort of energy? Subhanallah. She said, if they had been on foot as we were, we would have trounced them, Allahu willing. Allahu Akbar. This is a female companion. Look at this courageousness of hers. When she was asked about her fighting, she said, because they were on horseback, they were fighting on horseback, and there she is with her body, with her flesh and her blood and her meat, nothing but a sword and bow and arrow. She was protecting, she was the shield of Muhammad ﷺ. She said, if they were fighting on foot, we would have tramped them, have trounced them, have destroyed them. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Look at that power. Look at that courage in this woman. No wonder why she was given the title, the Prophet shield at Uhud. She, wallahi, deserved it. She deserved it. Allahu Akbar. Radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Subhanallah, she was prepared to lose her life. Why? For one reason, to save the Prophet's life, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And he, Muhammad sallam, admired her sense of sacrifice and commended her when he said, who can endure like that of Ammara? And now when Ammara saw this reaction from her beloved teacher, sallam, she made the best of it. She earnestly requested, Ya Rasulullah, ask Allah to make us your companions in the garden. Subhanallah. She didn't ask him, ask Allah to get us a nice house, or a nice camel to ride on, or a beautiful stallion to